Welcome to the Emotionally Baked podcast, where emotions and baking are the two most perfect ingredients. Hello, and welcome back to the Emotionally Baked podcast, where we talk about our emotions, all while baking something yummy. So welcome today. I'm so glad you're here. And it's an early one. I am making myself some breakfast, and I will share it with my family. Today the topic is sorry and spiced apple cider cake. Yeah, it should be great. So it is from zoesdishes.com, and I'll put the recipe in the link like always. So let's get started. All right, guys, today there's a lot of ingredients today. We're going to just go step by step. All of the dry ingredients are going to go right into my sifter. I always like to sift, and I think it did say to kind of whisk them, so I always like to sift my dry ingredients. So it's going to go right in the sifter. All of my wet ingredients are going to go in the favorite bowl. And yeah, so we're just going to get started with things, just plopping them together. And as we get talking, so I hope you all are doing well today. Since it is morning that I'm filming, I got my coffee. So, and if you notice, I know this is just so random, but my rings changed because I've lost weight and I don't have my original wedding ring is still too small for me, and I keep just trying to find a ring to fit in between times, and I need to get my ring sized. I know I should, but I'm still wanting to see if I can fit it. It's just a little too small still. So anywho, I'm gonna start with the wet ingredients in my bowl, and I'm going to, let's see, it is butter. I'm gonna do butter, the butter, sugars, eggs, cider, and vanilla in here. So, all right, let's go. So I don't know about you, and I know this can be different with people. Like, this is not this emotion of sorry, and I'm not quite sure if it's an emotion, a feeling, or just like I don't know. But we're gonna flesh it out, because it's hard for me to even, and it's been on my mind lately. And yeah, it's just been bothering me. So the notion of, like, how do I even put it? Like, how many of you, and comment if you want, but how many of you feel the intense urge to always apologize, to say sorry for something, even if it's not your fault? Just like, and even if you're just chatting or, sorry guys, I always do this with my vanilla. I always eyeball a teaspoon for some reason. I'm just like, it's about a cap. And then I like things with vanilla, so I'm like, just a little bit more. So yeah, I've always, like, I don't know if the notion of always feeling like you have to apologize is like I don't know. I mean, I'm trying to figure it out myself. Like, why do I always feel like I have to apologize for anything and everything? Like, sometimes I'll even start a conversation with, like, sorry, like, or I have a couple examples I'm trying to, like, weed out in my brain. So we're gonna do that. Okay, I wanted to get my apple cider in here because the butter that I had melted was a little hot, and, like, I just don't want to scramble the eggs that I'm going to be putting in here. So you don't want those You don't want that happening when you put eggs with all the wet ingredients. Okay, thank you, chickens. 2 eggs. Today they're like a blue and bluish green. Thank you. All right. I'm just gonna whisk that together. I thought I just saw something, that's all. All right. So I'm just gonna whisk that together. I'm gonna put this aside and I'm going to get together my dry ingredients. So recently, so 2 totally separate kind of instances where I felt like I had to apologize. And I probably didn't need to. And it was just, it was one of those things where it just this is where that compelled sorriness just kind of came to me. Yeah, it was just so weird. So one was I went to a Renaissance festival this weekend, and here in Maryland, it's a pretty big thing. It took us half an hour to get into the parking lot. It was crazy. It was nuts. I already have my flour in here. And so I knew that one of my people I follow on Instagram, content creators, I knew one of them was going to be there. And because they had posted on social media that they were going to be there, and I was looking out the whole time, and my daughter thought I was funny for, wanting to go meet somebody. I never met anybody who I follow on social media. Honestly, I've met a couple of famous people, but that was like when I was I was really little. I was a teenager and went to like the Mickey Mouse Club. I am that old. So that's a story for another time. So anyway, anywho, so I was looking out for the person, and I'm not very I'm outgoing to my friends but when I get put in certain situations, I guess I get very anxious, because this was kind of one of the first times that I've kind of noticed I have my anxiety, and I noticed that it kind of came up and everything. And I did find these people, and I am sorry for that being in the way. I did find them, and I was like, and I'm going to say hi, and I just felt so awkward. I didn't know how to act. I don't think I embarrassed myself, but I'm cheesing and and all these things, and I'm sure they get people all the time, and I'm sure they get, I don't know, I don't want to say silliness but they get, people who don't know how to act. I don't want to. It wasn't silly. It just came up, and I was just like, hi, and all the things. And I really just didn't know what to say. And I was just kind of yeah, I'll take a picture. And I know that they wanted to chat, so are you excited? And I'm me. And I just kind of was okay. And then I just kind of hightailed it out. And so the next day on social media, and I don't have a big following, so I don't really care. And nobody's, I don't think anybody's gonna, I was apologetic, I'm saying, thank you for saying hi to me, and, sorry about my awkwardness, and, I don't know why I felt the need, it probably I didn't need to apologize. I didn't need to do all that and everything. But I just felt compelled to. It's just one of those, I don't know, I just get into this awkward kind of being that, I feel like I feel like I messed up in some way, so I need to apologize for for some, for this random thing. It probably don't even remember me from the person who said hi to them next, So that was one example. All right, so I put all of my dry ingredients in. It was flour, baking powder, baking soda, salt, cinnamon, allspice. It's all in there. I did skip the nutmeg. I am not a fan of nutmeg, so I don't even have it in my house. So to me, it has like a chemical taste to it, so I just don't use it. All right, so I'm gonna sift that into the wet ingredients, and I'll be folding it in. If you know, you know. All right, and I will probably, we'll just mute this because it's so loud. All right, my sifter's loud. Okay, we're back. I sifted it all, just folding it in. And we're gonna put it in a loaf pan and we're gonna put it in the oven. It said 45 minutes. So yeah, and then we're going to put this yummy, like sugary cinnamon glaze on top. I think that's what makes it that. I think I messed up the title. I think it was like donut cake or something. Oh, I'll make sure I get the title right when I put it on. All right, so my second instance is that my child, he is in high school, and there's like, if he's gonna be out for any particular reason, like if he's, I'm gonna whisk this just a little bit, it's a little lumpy. If he's going to be out for any particular reason, or if he's going to be taking up any mental health days or sick days or anything like that, there's different things that they have to fill out in different forms, all the things. And, we were planning on that for him to take a break. And I honestly didn't know what forms to fill out for him or what to do. And I just thought that I had to email the administration and just say, hey, this is, what's happening. And I was wrong. I was supposed to, hold on. I should have been recording. I almost fell. My chair tipped and I almost fell. Anyway, so yeah, I'm pouring this this is why I love this bowl, because it has a spout and I can pour this so nicely into my prepared greased loaf pan. So nice and easy. There we go. It smells great. I love all the spices and stuff at this time of year. Spices and apple and all the things. So good. Okay, I'm just gonna pop this quickly into the oven so I can keep talking. So I was right and I was wrong. Like, if he was going on like an out of town trip, then yes, the forms. And then if it was a sick day or a mental health day, no, the forms. It was very confusing. And it was just, it was all just like discombobulated, and I just didn't know what was what and what to do. And I've literally sat on it, because it wasn't like, I didn't feel like I wanted to. Mental health days are hard in terms of like, I guess we shouldn't feel bad if we're going to say we're going to go on a mental health day. We shouldn't feel bad about it. But like disclosing that that's what you want, like, I don't know. It's just frustrating and yeah, and all the things. But I sat on it for a long time, and I just felt so bad because I didn't know I didn't know the procedure. And I've been at the school I worked at that school. I've been at the school for, my son's been there this is his 4th year, and I didn't know what to do. I felt kind of stupid. I felt kind of like lost in that situation. And there was like communication between teachers, because like even, I didn't know what to call it or whatever, and told teacher one thing and told teacher another thing, and it just was sitting so heavy on me that I was like, I feel like I need to apologize. I feel like I need to say sorry, because I didn't know. I didn't, and then I just wasn't sure about just kind of where it was just like left or anything. And it's been like, it's ridiculous, because it's been like a couple of weeks, like maybe 3 weeks since this was a thing, and it's been this far out, and I felt like I need to apologize. It's been so bothering me on my head that, like, did I do it wrong? Did I say something wrong? Did I not, did I not do the right thing? I just need to apologize. And I wasn't even sure what I was apologizing for. I was just like, so I'm writing the administration. I'm just like, I'm sorry about the miscommunication. I'm sorry about all the things. And yeah, it was just weird. Okay, so I took the bread out. It looks yummy. I gotta make sure I hold a mitt. Look how yummy this looks. Okay, so to make it I think I missed the donut part of the title. So it was like spiced apple cider donut cake, I think. Oh my goodness. Okay, so we're supposed to put butter all over the top and then sprinkle it with cinnamon sugar. And I think that's how it makes it like the donut part. So I'm super excited about that. I said to let it cool for a little, just a sec, like a minute or two. We'll just let it cool. It's been out of the oven for like 2 or 3 minutes. So we'll let that do that. So yeah, I know I'm not the only one to feel like I have to apologize, or that, when I get on like social media and I haven't been on for a while, I'll say something like, I'm sorry, I haven't been on here for a while. And it always starts with the sorry. And I feel like no one, like, who really cares? Like, does anybody really care? And I feel like I just need to tell myself it's okay. You don't need to apologize for everything. I mean, it's good. I feel like it's good to know, it's good to recognize that, maybe something possibly, could have happened. Like, I'm not afraid of apologizing for anything. Like, if I hurt somebody's, like, legitimate apologies and sorries and things, I'm not afraid of that. I'm not afraid of apologizing. I'm wondering if I over apologize for things that aren't even of consequence. It's like the apologies for just the things that are just mundane. And I feel like I need to recognize in my head that I don't need to apologize for everything, because maybe it didn't matter. Like, I haven't gotten any information or any confirmation back from the school or anything about apologize, like me saying anything. And that's probably because they forgot all about it. It was like, okay, like, they don't really care, So yeah, interesting, right? I don't know. I know I'm not the only one to feel like I need to apologize for things, or having that kind of mentality of, I feel it's a certain set of individuals that feel the need to apologize. Like I'm an empath. I care about other people's feelings. I don't want anybody to, I'm just brushing on the melted butter. I care about what people think, probably too much, which is why I think that the apologies are easy to come from me, just because I feel like I need to, let me just apologize because maybe it's, so yeah, maybe I will try to, just see if I can ease up on feeling the need to always apologize. So I put the butter, and I'm going to go ahead and sprinkle the cinnamon and sugar. And before this, you guys did not see, I was doing my cinnamon sugar, and the cinnamon lid was faced the wrong way, and I dumped a ton of cinnamon in here. So I needed to take some out. Now this had a 1/4 cup of sugar. Now that's a lot of sugar. I feel like it's a lot going on here, but maybe that's, I don't know. Ooh, it's a lot of sugar. I mean, maybe I'll stop. I don't know. It just looks like it's a ton of sugar. See, I'll show you. And it's a ton of sugar. So I think I'll just leave it because, yeah, it's a lot. And I still am not done with the 1/4 cup. So anyways, I'm gonna cut this up, take some pictures. Hopefully it'll be yummy. I haven't had breakfast yet, so I'm gonna see how this tastes. Well, thank you for joining me today on this topic of feeling sorry. And hopefully, yeah, it's good to feel sorry, but if we don't, let's I don't know, if you're I don't even know this, is there a solution or any, I don't even know if there's a way to end it other than saying, maybe I just know when to just say it's okay and not have to apologize for everything. So, all right. Whether the salt in your recipes comes from tears or a teaspoon, just remember, we baked it out. Have a good one, y'all.